And here they come, our women's beam finalists, followed by our men's vault finalists. Representing Japan, Sugihara Aiko. Representing Ukraine, Bodana Kovaleovva. Authorised neutral athlete, Milana Kaumova. Authorised neutral athlete, Leila Vasileva. Representing Algeria, Kalia Nemour. From Italy, Emma Fioravanti. From Germany, Leah Marie Quas. And representing Japan, Nakashima Kartin. Over to our male vaulters, from Turkey, Metahan Kartin. Representing Japan, Kawakami Shohei. From Ukraine, Nazar Chaporni. From Germany, Tom Schultz. Representing Italy, Ares Federici. Also representing Italy, Tommaso Brugnami. Representing Great Britain, Sol Scott. And representing the Czech Republic, Andrei Carney. Here is the start list for the women's balance beam here at the Cottbus World Gymnastics World Cup. And here is the start list for the vault final for the men here at the Cottbus World Gymnastics World Cup. So gymnasts taking that all-important touch warm-up on the balance beam. It's just 30 seconds. So gymnasts decide which elements they like to warm up. You don't have time to do them all in 30 seconds. The men will be performing 2 vaults in this vault final. For those new to gymnastics, those vaults will be 2 different entries, which is a requirement. In the current code of points for this LA 2028 quad, all the vaults in the men's code of points have dropped by 0.4. This is to try and equal out the scores across all 6 apparatus, so the vault isn't scoring a lot higher than the others. If you were with us yesterday, you would have heard me talking about the stick bonus. This does also apply to vault. There is a 0.1 stick bonus. It might not sound like a lot, but 0.1 can be all the difference you need to get into the medals, or the difference between first and third. So you will see gymnasts aiming for that stick more so than ever.
vorher gezeigt hat, ist sicher. Also dürfen wir auf jeden Fall sehr gespannt sein, wer heute den ersten behält und oben bleibt.
Ja, selbst wer als Favorit in das Rennen geht, wenn es dann die Leistung gerade nicht abgerufen wird oder ein Tritt daneben gesetzt wurde, dann müssen einem die Favoritenrolle in jedem Fall angenutzt werden.
It looks like our warm-ups have come to a close and we are preparing for our first gymnast.
Und damit ist das Einturnen beendet und wir beginnen gleich am Schwebebalken für Japan, Sugihara.
The balance beam, of course, is only 10 centimetres wide. It's 125 centimetres high, and we are ready for our first competitor, representing Japan, Sugihara Aiko. Beautiful combination to begin her routine. She's known for her choreography, and she really brings that performance not only on the floor but also to her beam routine. Another beautiful combination. She's moving really well, connecting those elements seamlessly. There's her acro series. Flick into the layout. And the full turn. It looked like there was a tiny flicker of a wobble there, but she covered it masterfully. This sort of choreography and performance is exactly what the judges are looking for. Perhaps the tiniest of an arm movement between those two skills. The judges can be quite strict with combinations. Wow. What a start to this balance beam final. Double fist bump. That is how you do it. There was hardly an error in that routine. Absolutely stunning from start to finish. There's been an emphasis on choreography and performance and artistry over not only this quad but the last quad, and it's something that the judges and the technical committee are really looking for. And if there's a gymnast that knows how to perform, it is Sugihara Aiko. Beautifully executed skills throughout. Here's a look at her acro series, the flick into the layout. Fairly simple, but done to perfection. The switch leap ring. You have to take your head, as you saw, away from the beam. It's a blind landing on 4 inches. So difficult. And this dismount double pike, the smallest of hops back. She has really set the bar there, or should I say the beam. That's going to be the score to beat for sure. She qualified in 5th place with a score of 13.166. The top score was 14.6, so she was a good 1.5 away from that score. But it'll be interesting to see what the judges give that today, because that routine was gorgeous. Coach agrees. Another look at that dismount. Her skills were something out of a textbook today. Hardly a flicker of an error. And she's known for placing that crown upon her head. Well deserved. Queen of the beam. 14.066. The bar has been set. What a fantastic start to day 2 here in Cottbus. Now over to the men on vault, representing Turkey, Metehan, Kartin. Solid start for his first vault, just a small jump to the side. Judges take deductions in increments of 0.1, 0.3 and 0.5. So that hop to the side. Let's have another look. We're looking at a nice judge giving it a 0.1 deduction. Possibly a 0.3, but let's hope they're all feeling kind today.
Auf den Tisch dann in Höhe umzuwandeln für die eigentliche zweite Flugphase, wo dann das Geschehen abläuft, und das ist hier sehr gut gelungen. Vielleicht nicht der schwierigste Sprung, aber grundsolider Sprung, womit man sich natürlich auch im Finale erstmal
Metehan qualified in 7th place with 13.899, and there's the score for his first vault, 14.066. For his second vault, representing Turkey, Metehan, Kartin. Goes for the double front. Such a difficult vault. We see a lot more of them these days, but it's still a difficult vault. And he performed that very well. This is his first World Cup final. And I'd call that a success. 2 somersaults. Pushing just through your arms. For those new to gymnastics, can you imagine pushing just through your arms into the air and performing 2 somersaults forwards, a blind landing? The hours and hours of training and strength and conditioning to perform these vaults, and the forces that go through your arms and legs are next level in this sport. He was second on vault at the 2023 Mediterranean Championships. Last year at the Antalya World Cup and the Baku World Cup, qualified in 11th place, missing out on the final. So I'm sure he's really pleased with himself to be making his first World Cup final. Just 19 years old. And there's the score, 13.7 for his second vault and 13.833. That's his average score, 13.833. Over to the beam. Please welcome, representing Ukraine, it's Bodana Kovaleovva. Exciting combination to kick things off. The crowd enjoyed that one, as did I. Front leg was slightly low on that combination, so the judges may not give it, but the back leg was up nice and high. Lovely toe point. A half twisting flip there. Potentially aiming to connect those two, but you have to make judgment calls. And if it wasn't going to work, it's best not to wobble and minimise the deductions where you can. Oh, and she's off on the jeté there. Shame about that fall. That will be a whole marks deduction, as a fall is across all of gymnastics, but an incredible start to that routine. Hopefully we'll get to see that in slow motion. And an incredible achievement to be in this final. She's a first year senior, so to be in a World Cup in the beam final is an achievement in itself. Here's that amazing mount straight into her acro series and not a flicker of a wobble. Lovely choreography. It's great to see gymnasts incorporating more performance elements, not only in their skills but throughout the routine and in their dance. And there was that leap combination, so hard to save when the beam is just, as I've mentioned, 10 centimetres. If you're off, sometimes you are simply off. 2.5 twist dismount, just a step forward. Another look at that dismount. Slight cross of the legs in the air, which is a deduction. But lots of height and a good twist. She was all the way around. She qualified in 8th place with a score of 12.5.
Man hat es von hier ein bisschen gesehen, dass es schief war und sie lässt es so aussehen, als wäre gar nichts passiert. Auch das ist die große Kunst, die wir da auf dem Schwebbalken sehen, auch wenn es schief ist, einfach irgendwie noch perfekt zu stehen und sich nicht anmerken zu lassen, dass man potenziell runtergegangen ist.
And here's her score, it's 11.566. Next to compete in the vault final, representing Japan, Kawakami Shohei. Unfortunately, he has to put his hands down. Just came in a bit short there, and that will be a fall. The Chenko entry into the double pike. He had lots of height. Perhaps could have just pulled his legs in slightly more and saved that, but it's so quick. There's not much time to judge these things. Oh, almost saved it. Such a difficult vault. You can see how hard he hits the table and what we call a block, that push off the top. The vault was actually shaking afterwards because he's blocked so hard.
Hier fehlt dann einfach entweder ein halber Meter Höhe oder ein bisschen mehr Rotationsgeschwindigkeit.
Ja, wir sehen es von dieser Woche. 5,2 Ausgangswert, 13,133.
And it's 13.133 for Shohei on his first vault. Goes for another Yuchenko entry. This time it's the twist, and the crowd appreciating the difficulty of those vaults regardless of that error in the first one. 2.5 twists in the air there, and just undercooks it slightly. It's always difficult when you've had a fall on your first vault you kind of know that you're probably not in the running anymore, but you've still got to go and perform a 2.5.
Einteilung der Sprünge erlaubt das, dass man einmal diesen Sprung
Obviously, these athletes are so professional and they know how to dial in, but it's got to be a bit difficult in those moments. He qualified in 5th place with a score of 13.95. He is also competing today on the parallel bars and the high bar, so he's got 2 more opportunities, and we get 2 more opportunities to see his brilliant gymnastics. All smiles from the Japanese team. It's 13.299, his overall score for both vaults. We are back over to the balance beam, and it's individual neutral athlete Milana Kaumova. The switch leap mount we saw from Sugihara, also a popular mount at the moment. Beautiful free walkover combination into the split jump and the backflip. Flicker of a wobble there. Shouldn't be more than a 10th in deductions. Really difficult acro series there. Handspring into the front somersault. A blind landing. She performed that with ease. And into the popular wolf spin triple turn there. Her jump requirement showing that 180-degree splits. Gymnasts have to also show dance on the side of the beam as she just has. And a huge double tuck dismount. Really stunning routine there from Milana. And she already has picked up a medal at this World Cup. She was 2nd on the uneven bars yesterday. So she may be adding to her collection because that was a great routine. Here's that switch leap mount. No doubt that she was in splits there, showing off 180 degrees. Beautiful fingers in her choreography. She's got lots of flexibility through the arms and it shows off her choreography. There's that handspring front, such a difficult acro series. A small wobble, but very well performed. The triple wolf turn. That's worth an E. So for those new to gymnastics, each skill is given a letter of difficulty, an A being worth 0.1, a B 0.2, a C 0.3, etc. So that wolf turn is an E, so it's worth 0.5. And that is how we get the difficulty score. All the skills and their worth is added up. We add on bonuses to that, so any combinations that the judges award for skills that are linked together. And then we get our D score. Gymnasts are deducted from 10, so execution is marked out of 10 and any mistakes are taken from that, so wobbles, falls, bent knees, flex feet, you name it. That gives us our E score, and then your D and your E score are added up, and that is your total score. There's a subtle smile She was pleased with herself, as she should be. The score to beat so far is 14.066. Milana qualified in second place with 13.866. She was first on balance beam last year at the 2025 Russian Junior Championships. Just a first-year senior, only 15 years of age and competing like a veteran. That double tuck, super high, and just the smallest of steps to the side. That was the free walkover into the split jump, into the backflip. Triple series, going for those bonus points. Judges are looking for absolutely minimal arm movements between skills to credit those connections. Looks like there's some deliberation going on. It's always hard in a subjective sport. That's being judged by human beings. Maybe AI one day will help with that. And it's 13.4, the score for Milana Kaumova. So down by 0.4 on her qualification score. Might have been a couple of those connections that weren't given. A good score, but just not quite as high as before. Back over to vault. Representing Ukraine, Nazar Chaporni. Wow, that is how you do it. Textbook work there from Chaporni. He qualified in first place, and he is proving just why. Let's take a closer look. The handspring into the double front with the half out. Perfect timing, able to spot the floor and stick the landing. That's a stick bonus if I ever saw one. Incredible work. That is absolutely brilliant. That vault, named after Dragulescu, is out of 5.2. The double front without the half, that we've already seen, is out of 4.8. So he's already got 0.4 higher start value by adding that half twist. And then by sticking it, he gets that extra 0.1 bonus. He walks back to prepare for his second vault.
wir werden jetzt wahrscheinlich einen Wert zwischen 9 und 9,5 vielleicht sogar sehen, ist das absolute Weltklasse.
There's that stick bonus, and it's 14.766 for his first vault. 9.466 in execution, just over half a mark of deductions, which is absolutely nothing in gymnastics terms. Preparing for his second vault, it's Ukraine's Nazar Chaporni. Wow, not quite the stuck landing, but as close as you can get. That is some brilliant vaulting. He was 6th at the Paris Olympics on vault, and he continues to prove that he's one of the best in the world on this apparatus. He picked up a bronze medal at the World Championships last year, as well as at the World Championships in 2023. And he's looking set to continue as one of the world's best on this apparatus in 2026. The Kaz entry wraps that twist in, triple twist, just the smallest of hops. Such incredible spatial awareness, proved by 2 epic landings on those vaults.
Super gemacht.
14.716, and he goes into first place. Back over to the balance beam, next to compete individual neutral athlete Leila Vasileva. It looked like she had to correct her body position slightly mid-air there, but managed to do so without wobbling. Solidly through the series. Judges might take some slight deductions for the pause before starting the skill. She's moving really well through this routine. With confidence, a full twisting orbit flick. Tiniest of wobble, and I'm thinking an incomplete connection there, which wouldn't be a deduction, but she wouldn't get the bonus, so her start value will be lower than she'd be hoping for. Larger wobble on what we deem the easiest skill, but when you're under pressure, a full spin can get the best of us. Oh, such a shame. She had great height, but just held onto her legs for a split second too long and over-rotated. So unfortunately that will be a whole mark deduction. She looks upset, as you would be after all your hard work. A good routine, some really nice work there from Vasileva. Here's that change leg mount. Looked like she just had to use her arms and body to correct herself mid-air, but did a good job of it. Acro series, lovely straight legs in the air. Spots the beam. There's that full twisting corbett flick. You don't see that too often, so Really nice to see one performed as well as that.
Soll eigentlich eine Dreierverbindung sein. Auch hier wird sie leicht schräg, muss die Dreierverbindung leider abbrechen.
Just looked like she was maybe a bit tense throughout, and we saw that wobble on the full spin and a few pauses. The routine didn't flow quite as well as some of the ones we've seen previously. It's difficult to follow someone like Sugihara Aiko, who went first, who is so flowy and whose routine is really the epitome of a performance. And really good height here. She just held onto those legs for a bit too long and couldn't save the landing, unfortunately. And she's in fourth place with 11.266, and that penalty will be coming off the mat on that dismount.
Und wenn wir die Gegner in Deutschland fahren, den Klatschpappen rausholen, wir begrüßen Ansprung Tom Schultz!
And as you can hear, the home crowd for Germany's Tom Schultz. Almost had the stick then. A really well performed double front. Such a difficult vault to stick with the blind landing, and he really did a good job there, but didn't quite manage to obtain that bonus. Super close, just last minute had to move that leg back. And look at those German flags in the audience. They absolutely loved it. .14.1, the score for Tom Schultz on his first vault. And he prepares for his second vault. It's Germany's Tom Schultz. Just undercooked it slightly. A whole marks deduction on that vault. So that will keep him out of the medals, most likely. Two and a half twists. Just had to sit that down. Nice form in the air. Super close and frustrating, but it's the start of the competitive year. All of this is a learning curve, and it's 13.533 for Tom Schultz.
Und die anderen dürfen aufhören, was machen sie schon? Ja, gut. Also kann man verloren, in der Aussage zu starten, und du kennst das Gefühl, was ist das?
So here are the current standings of our balance beam final. at the Cottbus World Gymnastics World Cup.
doch mehr Unterstützung hat als vielleicht
4 gymnasts have competed and 4 gymnasts
keine Ahnung andere
are yet to compete.
einer Nation. Aber man ist dann
And here are the current standings of our men's vault final at this Cottbus World Gymnastics World Cup at the halfway point.
weil du letztendlich mit dir selbst angelegt bist und versuchst dein Bestes zu machen.
Ja, manchmal hat man es ja so, man kann vor 1000 Leuten stehen und man ist überhaupt nicht aufgeregt und dann sieht man, oh, meine alte Mathelehrerin sitzt im Publikum und dann denkt man, dann wird man komplett nervös, aber das Problem hast du nicht, also du kannst dich voll konzentrieren.
So the final 4 gymnasts on the beam and the vault are having their touch warm-up.
Spätestens mit dem Armheben in seinem Tunnel ist und sich auf seine Übung, seine Abläufe voll konzentrieren kann, oder so sollte es sein, und dann läuft das wie ein Film ab.
Sehr gut, wir sehen sie auch gerade auf dem Balken. Quas als zweite Deutschspieler am heutigen Finaltag.
Also wir werden hier in der zweiten Gruppe starten. Die startet mit unter anderem Nemour. Sie ist die aktuelle Führende aus der Qualifikation. Aber auch Lea hat sich sehr souverän und Schwerweiten gezeigt in der Qualifikation. Wenige Wackler, eine sehr solide Übung auch hier. Wie gesagt, sind die Karten neu gemischt. Alle anderen müssen erstmal durchkommen und dann heißt es oben bleiben, Ruhe bewahren und die Übung hier.
As you can see there, the men using chalk, bit of honey, bit of water, maybe a bit of squash in those bottles, just to give them a bit of extra grip on top of the vault. And she's got a spin sock there on the beam. These have become popular in the last couple of cycles as spins have become more popular.
Gute Mannschaft zusammen, Männer wie auch bei den Frauen, also es ist schon, ja, es ist schon so, man sieht es deutlich.
Ja, es sind doch immer die unterschiedlichen Möglichkeiten, die die Länder für
Great Britain's Sol Scott there with his golden syrup or honey. Hard to tell which one from this distance, but also doubles up as a bit of a snack, a bit of an energy booster.
in einer Trainingshalle mit einem Trainer zusammen und ja, daraus entwickelt sich dann immer für die Nationalmannschaft und die Erfolge haben es gezeigt. Sie sind Vize-Olympiasieger geworden bei den Frauen, bei Olympia 24 und auch bei den Weltmeisterschaften haben sie schon Bronze ergattert, also wirklich, wirklich starke Nation.
Ja, damit ist das Einturnen beendet und wir gucken uns die Siegerin der Qualifikation an, die Erstplatzierte am Balken für Algerien-Träger Nemour.
We are ready to go, and up next on the balance beam, representing Algeria, it's Nemour. Large wobble there to start. In qualifications, she performed an acro series straight out of that round of layout mount into another 2 layout, so that's unfortunate. But that's not unfortunate, that's incredible. That is the sign of a professional, unfazed by a small error. A bit of hesitation in that combination, but all of the skills were performed really nicely, but she may not get the connection bonus. That connection looked a bit quicker. The double wolf turn. 2 flicks into the double pike. A really good dismount. After that first mistake, the rest of the beam routine was stunning. She was amazing in qualifications here, winning both the bars and the beam. Known for her incredible bar work, but had an unfortunate error in the bar final yesterday and ended up 7th. So was perhaps looking for a bit of redemption on the beam. Luckily that first wobble didn't phase her, but it will be quite a large deduction. But this triple series was really impressive and well performed straight after that wobble. Just showing what an incredible world-class gymnast she is. The double wolf turn, very well executed. Close up of her Olympic tattoo. She is the reigning Olympic champion on the uneven bars. Africa's first Olympic champion in gymnastics. And she's getting stronger and stronger as an all-arounder. She scored 14.6 in the qualification round on beam, which is a huge score. So in addition to her bar score and a good foreign vault score, she is very competitive in the all-around. She was 5th all-around at the Paris Olympics, so she was already up there. And it just looks like she's improving and improving. And on top of that, she's moved coaches and seems happier, so slightly down, but still a good score, 13.833, which puts her into 2nd place. Next on vault, representing Italy, Ades Federici. Wow, another incredible double front. So much power. These gymnasts making these vaults look easy here today. So much height. Again, very close to that stick. I think the addition of that stick bonus is making sure that gymnasts are performing not only on vault, but in this case vaults that are well within their capabilities, where they really can hone in and aim for that stick. And even if they're not getting it, we're getting great landings. There was a time when vault landings in men's gymnastics were somewhat questionable, so it's really great to see confident, well executed gymnastics with strong landings. A good score for his first vault. And it's Ades Federici ready for his second vault. Goes for the 2.5 twist, and again, not quite the stick, but again, another stunning, confident landing. Kaz entry, 2.5 twists. And just the smallest of hops on landing. He scored 13.933 in qualifications, which put him into 6th. The current top score is 14.716, and he currently needs 13.883 to get into the medals. Those vaults were very good, so I was about to say it wouldn't surprise me if it got him into the medals. 14.133. Excellent work. Next on beam, representing Italy, Emma Fioravanti. The pike front mount into the jumps there. A more unique mount. We haven't seen that one here today yet. The back leg looked to be slightly down from this camera angle. Triple series, flick layout. Looked to be a tiny bit of hesitation on that landing, but it was pretty square and she managed to keep it on without much of a wobble. The pike front on the beam this time. Goes for the triple wolf spin and holds on to it. Some unique choreography there. The forward roll on the beam, actually a lot harder than you'd imagine. And here comes the dismount. 2 flicks into the double pike. Just a step forward. A really good beam routine there from Emma. Just 16 years of age. Second year as a senior and making World Cup finals. She qualified in 6th place to this beam final with a score of 13.1. Here was that mount combination. Really good work. And here's that triple acro series. She'll pick up some bonus points for connecting those 3 elements. Just looked like that front foot. She had to bring it back on. She did a good job of minimising the wobbles and therefore the deductions on that landing. And here's that triple wolf turn. Judges really looking for that final turn to be complete. And the 2 flicks into the double pike. Just a bit short, but keeps it on her feet. And smiles all round. She was part of the gold medal winning team at the 2025 European Championships. And she was 4th on balance beam at the European Youth Olympics Festival in 2023. And she picked up a bronze medal at the 2024 Italian Gold Championships on beam. So a consistent beam worker. I'm sure lots more beam finals are in her future. That was a good landing with the chest up and not too deep into the knee bend. At the moment, the score in 3rd place is 13.4, and she goes into 4th with 13.233. Next on vault from Italy, Tommaso Brugnami. 2.5 twists in the air. He'll pick up a few deductions for those steps on landing.
Ja, auch ein toller erster Sprung des Italieners. Rückstrecke gestreckt mit 2,5 Längsachsendrehungen, ein Schienfeld.
Tommaso qualified in 3rd place with a score of 14.116. Here's a closer look. The Yuchenko entry. Possibly missed his block slightly and didn't quite get the height that he can, which led to a slightly short landing, but he did really well to save it. It's always better if you can step rather than fall, because the fall is the maximum deduction of 1 whole mark.
2025 bei der WM Vierter am Sprung geworden, also es zeigt auch deutlich die Entwicklung.
4,8 Schwierigkeitswert, 13,400, 13,400 für den ersten Sprung Tommaso.
And there's his score for his first vault, 13.4. Competing his second vault is Italy's Tommaso Brugnami. This time the Kaz entry and a much cleaner landing.
Und zusammen, nicht überkreuzt, ist ja immer so, ja, es geht schnell bei den Längsachsendrehungen, dass man sich da in den Beinen so ein bisschen, ja, das ist ausgewiegt wird.
Good form in the air, Tommaso.
Das meistert ja aber super.
A great vaulter, 4th on vault at the 2025 World Championships. And he took gold in 2023 at the Junior World Championships in Turkey. Just 19 years old, so quite new to the senior scene. And it's 13.7, which puts him into 4th place currently. I think we're going to hear from the audience, because next on beam it's Germany's Lea Marie Quas. Round of flick mount, well performed. Lovely triple series there, the flick layout layout. An elegant gymnast with beautiful fingers and toe point. The double wolf turn. She's moving really carefully but with confidence. Good splits in that leap series. Couple of tiny wobbles there. She's moving nicely throughout this routine. Some interesting choreography. And it's the gainer, full twist dismount. A really beautiful routine there. What stood out for me there was the use of facial expressions in her choreography. I don't know that they'll show it on the slow-mo, but I'd like to see more of that. The judges are, as I've mentioned, looking for more performance, artistry and choreography on the beam. So to add in some facial expressions really did make the routine a bit more interesting. And I think she would, it's safe to say she's got a signature style, which was really enjoyable to watch as a viewer. And look at the fingertips, everything is just stretched throughout every movement of the routine. Maybe just under 180 degrees in that split there. Judges may not credit it. Lovely through the dismount.
In der Schwierigkeit und da ist sie sichtlich erleichtert und das über eine gute Wertung vorher noch mal Applaus für Lea.
20 years old. She was first on the balance beam at the 2025 Bundesliga finals. And she competed bars and beam at last year's European Championships. She qualified in third place to this final with 13.4. Currently the score in third place is 13.4. 12.966, so maybe some of those split positions and connections weren't credited. But a good performance nonetheless. Up next on vault, representing Great Britain, Sol Scott.
Und wir schauen wieder zum Sprung zu Sol Scott aus Großbritannien.
Great height in that vault, really well performed. High five, smiles and a bit of a sigh of relief. Halfway there. The Yuchenko entry into the triple twist. Such a difficult vault. Great work from the young British gymnast.
Schön ausgedreht. Aber man sieht es, der Sprung war enorm hoch, braucht er natürlich auch, um die Längsachsendrehung wirklich auszudrehen. Also fantastischer erster Sprung hier von Sol Scott geblieben.
14.566, a huge score.
Ja, Schwierigkeit 5, 2, 6 für Sprung Nummer 1.
5.2 difficulty for the Yuchenko triple twist. Same as the Dragolescu, the double front half out, which we saw from Chaporni. Going for his second vault, Great Britain's Sol Scott. Two and a half twist this time. Really, again, well performed. He's a taller gymnast, but he manages to use it to his advantage. Getting great height in both of those vaults. Kaz entry. Great form in the air. Just 18 years of age. This is his first Senior World Cup. He's had lots of experience and accolades as a junior. It's brilliant to see him now making his mark in senior competition. He qualified in second place with 14.116. He was second on vault at last year's Junior World Championships and first on vault at last year's Junior European Championships. Third on vault at the European Youth Olympics Festival back in 2023. And he goes into second place here again, 14.249. A hug and celebration with Coach Ben Howes there of Huntingdon Gymnastics Club, where training partners include Jake Jarman, World Vault Champion from 2023, so in great company. Back over to the beam. Please welcome Japan's Nakashima Kartin. switch leap mount, which we've seen a few times today. Punch front. Bit of a deep squat on landing, but a good landing. Flick layout. Ooh. Goes for the triple wolf turn. It looked like she kicked her foot on the side of the beam there, which will be interesting to see what the judges do with that. It could be counted as a fall on the apparatus. Free walkover. Nicely performed. She's an elegant gymnast. And the free cut will... Ooh, big wobble there, but manages to save it. A slower pace to this routine than some of the other ones. Just looks like she's slightly off on some of her skills, but she's working through it. Almost there now. Beautiful choreography. And the front somersault. Oh, and she just put her hand down. What a shame. That will be a fall on dismount, which is a hallmark. Be interesting to see that in slow motion. The Japanese are all smiles. I love the camaraderie and sportsmanship between them. Here was that switch leap mount. The flick into the layout. Everything just looked a little bit laboured, as if maybe she is just a bit tired today, which with jet lag, with having already competed, could well be the way. And that, from this angle, it's hard to see if she did kick the beam, but if she did and the judges decided that was a fall on the apparatus, that could be a whole marks deduction. And let's have a look at this dismount. She just tripped up as she fell off the mat there, and the hands had to go down. She qualified in 7th place with a score of 12.6. So her first ever World Cup. So to make a final is a great achievement regardless of the outcome. And it's 10.566. She goes into 8th place. Over to the vault and our final competitor on these first apparatus. From the Czech Republic, it's Ondřej Kalný. Two and a half twists from the Yushchenko. Again, lots of height. Slightly bent knees in the air. It's hard to see those at full speed, so judges may not have noticed what we're seeing now in slow motion. The judges don't get the opportunity to see it in slow motion. Again, aiming for that stuck landing, which is great to see. But that hop on landing will be a small deduction. Ondřej qualified in 9th place on vault at the World Championships last year, so just very, very narrowly missing out on that vault final. So he's really making his mark on vault, and he scored 14.066 there for his first effort. Going for his second vault from the Czech Republic, Ondřej Karney. Two and a half twists from the Kaz entry this time. That front hand quite low down the vault. It does tend to be the technique of the male vaulters. Sky high. Manages to spot the landing, but it's just a tiny bit offline and has to take that step to the side. Lands bang on that central line though, apart from that step to the side. And it was 13.8 for that second vault and 13.933 average, which puts him into 4th place. He was 8th in qualification, so that's a large improvement. Here are the final rankings for our balance beam final here at the Cottbus World Gymnastics World Cup. Taking the gold is Japan's Aiko, Sugihara Aiko. And here are the vault results here at the World Cup in Cottbus, taking the gold on vault. It's time for the balance beam medal ceremony.
Turnier der Meister für den Schwebebalg, der Turnier der Meister World Ceremony und Balance Beam. Der 3. Platz und die Bronzemedaille ging an Milana Kaumova als neutrale.
In 3rd place, individual neutral athlete Milana Kaumova. Just 15 years of age. In 2nd place, the great Nemour representing Algeria. And in 1st place, the balance beam champion here in Cottbus, representing Japan, Sugihara Aiko. An incredible performer who we will get to see competing on her best event, the floor, coming up shortly. So if you enjoyed her balance beam performance, stay tuned.
Und wir hören nun die Hymne der Erstplatzierten und bitte Sie, nicht von Ihren Plätzen zu nehmen. für ein kurzes Gruppenfoto mit Milana Kaumova, Nemour und
The balance beam medalists here at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. In third place, Milana Kaumova. In second place, Nemour. And in first place, Sugihara Aiko.
Das Podium wieder freimachen, das Treppchen. We need room for the next award ceremony. Und damit kommen wir nun zur nächsten Siegerehrung.
And here come our men's vault medalists.
Die Siegerehrung beim Turnier der Meister für die Kategorie gewonnen wird. Turnier der Meister Award Ceremony Men's Vault. Der dritte Platz, damit die Bronzemedaille geht an Ares Federici.
In third place, representing Italy, Ares Federici. In second place, representing Great Britain, Sol Scott. And in first place, the vault champion here in Cottbus, representing Ukraine, Nazar Chaporni. An incredible vault final. Chaporni with that stuck Dragonescu, the real standout vault of that final. Sol Scott and Ares Federici, incredible vaulters, certainly two gymnasts to keep an eye on for the future. Sol just 18 years old, his first senior competition for Great Britain, and picking up a silver medal. Incredible work.
Ich bitte Sie nun, sich für die Hymne zu erheben.
The men's vault medalists here at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. In third place, Italy's Ares Federici. In second place, Great Britain's Sol Scott. And the champion, Ukraine's Nazar Chaporni.